The idea now is that once we get into the thick of this blend, you're landing uphill, which is gonna land you closed. And then your brain's just gonna go, oh, well, if we're doing this stimulus, then like these need to go earlier. So you teach violency in the load, holding load, then you pair it with like, oh, I gotta clear. And those two just over time, like will just start molding your lower half mechanics, right? K rep, I'm gonna be over here. Good. Yep. Grab the spin aid, up, down. Yep. Let me give you some feel versus real. I'm looking at the initial knee movement, right? So I stick, my lead hip is moving, my rear knee isn't.
Yeah.
And that's the best I've seen you, dude. Like that's so good. It's just, see how there's a pop? See how your knee extends right there as it starts to rotate? Rotation doesn't need extension. Rotation actually, I would say, needs flexion, which is this. And then now it's like, I'm never gonna say, I need you to feel your back knee going to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be happening in a different setting.
Yeah.
Now, the idea is when we get into this blend, we got to do a better job of the throw too. Like I'll have to say like, go ahead and walk into it, then I'll throw it to you, because I want you to catch and then place your foot like wherever it lies. Now the idea, see how you're creating ground with the lead leg there?
Yeah.
And it's not the drop, right? Because the stimulus is different, right? It's uphill. So you feel like I need to reach the lead leg. You know what I'm saying? Like the rep comes from authentically using the drive to allow us to be linear, allow us to create space, allow us to clear. Anytime we try to think about clearing the hips with the lead foot or the lead leg or like inauthentically, right? Like we get thrown off. It's good. Yep. There it is. It's good, bro. Knowing you, the more that you have a demand to stabilize, meaning the more force, when we got after it that year where we long tossed the trees, that's more force potential. It's a demand for more force because now as you go, you see the freaking distance, you see where you want to throw it, right? Here you're just trying to control a power exertion, but in the long toss, right, like that's where it's like I need to do everything and anything to allow the ball to go there. So it's just the shuffles you used were, remember when I was like saying like get into a shuffle like that? That's the idea, right? Like you get so much force potential into the ground that the demand for stabilization is so much higher. So then it forces the alignment to become extremely powerful. Throw them to the net. You're gonna be in a K. So you're here. The amplified slope is gonna do what, right? It's gonna pull you even more. So it's your responsibility to stay. But the objective isn't now linear, right? It's out freaking to the water tower up on the hill. Think about far and high and start at 60%, work your way to 70. You're gonna go K here. And it's just, I'm trying to throw this far. Let me see it. Yeah. I'm trying to throw this far, right? So my body organizes to complete the task, right? So, right? And the movements differentiate between that throw and what I'm doing on a mound, but that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get an amplification for a specific demand of your lower half and work from there. So go first rep. I lied. Flat ground, first rep, step back. Use the slope. Don't create too much space to when you step back, you're like this. Yeah, you're gonna wanna step back and you're gonna be like, huh. Yeah, just getting reps in. Yeah. So you're cleared, right? You're cleared great. But it's because I think you're collapsing earlier, right? As opposed to like, don't force the clear. I know you're not, but like for the sake of the saying, don't force the clear, force the load to get more there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now you're gonna go from this up. Is this the worst chair in the history of the dang league or is it just me? So now we open up that range by giving you an objective, I said that again. So now it's just get it to where it's stable and it's not effing you up. And it doesn't even need to be a super far throw, but just come up from there and throw. Yeah. You think you can go more? Do you think you can set that thing flat? It's not so much about coming up and then sinking again. It's just contracting enough so you can fall off of it, then riding that out. But again, dude, you got to remember you're flat ground trying to create angle. So like what happens in that is like you do get a little bit shorter so you can keep back, right? So it's like your stride's going to be restricted. I'm just forcing like this to be as aggressive as possible to accomplish the task of throwing it like that. Trail leg hip flexion, you know all about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So when you restrict the load like this one, watch your trail leg flexion. shoots, right?
Yeah.
And there's more force potential because you're on a slope, right? We put you on a flat ground and things change. So now we get you to load properly. Now your clear is organic. Watch this, dude. This is gorgeous. Ready? Boom, late clear, and just a little bit now flexing forward instead of flexing forward in front of the lead knee.
Yeah.
Do you see this move? Watch the back knee just snap here. Loaded, 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 back knee snaps. Now the front foot, see how it's closed, and then snaps open.
Yeah.
Like that's how adaptable your body is to the time sensitive movements of like loading, rotating. And they happen like that. So that's why I say, like, watch across the board the guys that throw as hard as freaking anyone on TV. The commonality you'll see is the pelvis position until the very last second, till this thing freaking anchors, is just neutral.
Yeah.
And then this is just, right? So it's like a delay window. Delay, 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 build, 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 snap, release, power. So now we'll blend these, boom, throw, push the chair out, whatever, and then we're just gonna go right into a catch, throw. Yeah, like the walk-in catch throw. Yeah, use the ground, right? The ground is providing the distance. Don't think arm speed to provide the distance, right? Good, really good. It's pretty freaking cool to see what he can do. You know, the right environment will do a lot. Start here. Now we go everything that we just learned, clear the mind, and just try to throw it past the thing. Now the goal just becomes like violency and distance, and it's not necessarily about mechanics. The reactionary movements of the particular task is what's gonna influence the movements, right? So I'm at the top, I'm gonna take one step back, dude, boom, boom, throw. And it just becomes this notion of like, I need to throw it past the goalpost to save the world from an alien invasion, and my body needs to follow suit. But you do it without any eyes on the target. So if you don't feel comfortable with the back pedal, just come start down here. I just want to create momentum in the direction of which you're throwing without seeing where you're throwing until the rotation occurs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn and burns, dude. Yes, dude. Now we can actually start using some momentum, dude. Because before, your momentum, right? Like these moves where you were here wouldn't allow you to go, you know, like that. Because we just didn't really unlock it. It was more of just like, now it's like, dude, my eyes are off. I'm like, hey, stay in it. 5 of these things. You want to hit the fence? I'll buy you lunch if you hit the fence. Oh, give me some more wind. Remember how we did the year where we were like, all right, velos, and we did like, I think 8 straight lessons of velos. You went up every single time. I always love spending X amount of throws like at your highest potential power output possible. If we don't train that window and that threshold, then that power output potential doesn't fluctuate. So these next 3, 4, 5 throws are like everything you got. But in order to do that, give me like 10 to 15 seconds, right, beforehand. Dude, yes. All right, I'm recording this now.
76 miles per hour.
Just for reference, my long toss up in the air throws are never more than 82, 83. That was 76. So my 82, 83s will be like up in the air, and that typically in my experience translates to about 90 to 91, 92 out of the hand on a pull down. So if you're at 76, right, just, you know, 2 more left.
74.
Shoot it. Yeah, that's it, dude. Okay. Nice work.